Howdy, folks. I'm Thankful Thallium, thoughtfully tending to 3 thrashing thimbles.
I'm Amber.
And here are more thimbles for us to thrash.
No. The thimbles are thrashing. You're just tending to them.
We're thrashing them too.
No.
Let's get started. Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Abandoning My Daughter on Vacation? My wife and I have always dreamed of celebrating our 40th anniversary with a luxury vacation. Just the two of us, reliving the romance of our early years. We had it all planned out for years, and we're excited beyond words. Enter our daughter Jane. Jane and her husband got wind of our plans and promptly invited themselves and their 2 children, a 9-year-old female and a 5-year-old male, along. I originally put my foot down and I told them that this trip was just for us, which upset them. But my wife has a hard time saying no to Jane. She is the youngest of our children and our only daughter, and she didn't want to hurt her feelings, so she reluctantly agreed to allow them to join. I wasn't thrilled about it at the time, but I wanted to make the family happy, and I knew my wife was also okay with the idea of a family trip, even if she was heartbroken that we wouldn't get to go on a romantic trip. We went along with it. The place that we were originally going was not child-friendly, so we changed course and decided on an all-inclusive family-friendly resort. We paid for the resort and our grandchildren's plane tickets. Jane and her husband only had to pay for their own airfare. Here is where things get complicated. As the vacation gets closer, I started having a change of heart. I realized that our 40th anniversary was a once-in-a-lifetime milestone, and I wanted to honor it in a way that was true to our original plans. My wife and I might not be able to afford a trip like this again for quite some time, and it's something that we've always wanted to do. So, without consulting anyone, I switched our tickets last minute to go on the romantic destination that my wife and I had originally planned for. I did not tell Jane or her husband. I didn't even tell my wife until the day before our flight left, which was the day before Jane's flight left for their vacation. It wasn't an easy decision, and I felt guilty about it, but I wanted our 40th anniversary to be special, intimate celebration that we had always hoped for. We called Jane after we landed, and she was extremely upset, to say the least. She seemed to think that we were going to look after our grandkids so that she and her husband could have alone time. Now that I've abandoned her, they would have to do it all by themselves. I hung up on them when my son-in-law started shouting, and my wife and I enjoyed the rest of our trip. They came back the same day we did, but have not answered any of our texts, and Jane seemed to be ignoring me. My wife told me that she vastly preferred our trip to the family trip that we would have taken, but still doesn't like how Jane is mad at us and wants me to apologize. I'm not sure that I want to, after learning that Jane and her husband were using us as free babysitting and a free trip, but I feel like I should just do it to keep the peace. Am I the jerk for changing our trip destination last minute and leaving Jane and her family to fend for themselves? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
I mean, I'm a little, I don't think Opie's a jerk, really, but I also think that if you're taking your partner on a trip, it's important to be upfront with them.
Yeah.
And he did reveal it the day before they left, so it wasn't like they were boarding the plane. He revealed it. I'd have a little bit more mixed feelings if he waited until they were boarding or something.
Yeah.
But I just think they both have not been handling the situation very well. And I'm also they paid for a whole free trip for the daughter, and now she's sulking because she didn't have free babysitting.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the daughter here is completely in the wrong because she got a free trip out of the whole deal.
And none of their other kids did.
Yeah. And also, she invited herself along to this trip, right? And I mean, I can certainly understand them being frustrated that they had to take care of their own kids for a vacation, right? But isn't that what being a parent is?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you sign up for.
Mm-hmm. And so, honestly, I think it's important for Opie and his wife to learn to tolerate the daughter's distance. Because it sounds like she's been very manipulative, their entire life.
Well, yeah, this didn't come out of nowhere. It's not like she just magically became entitled overnight, right? This is a product of years of her getting her way. And it's about time that the parents learn how to put their foot down and establish boundaries.
Yeah, and maybe treat the kids equally, because none of the other kids got a free trip out of this.
Yeah. And I know OP was like, oh, this is our once in a lifetime trip type of thing, but you could have had a lot more of a time had you not had to pay for another trip. And I mean, certainly, like, I feel bad that, parents, I don't think, get enough vacation time, and, it can be hard taking care of kids and whatnot. So I do feel bad that they might have a lot of responsibilities and it's a difficult situation. But again, like, that isn't OP and his wife's problem to cater to them over their 40-year anniversary. So I just don't think that this was the right time or place for the daughter to be begging out of them for a free babysitting.
No, exactly. Like it's like she wanted to turn their 40th anniversary celebration into all about her and her husband.
Hmm. Also, the OP's wife
Mm-hmm.
here, she's just kind of letting OP be the fall, right? She's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I really, almost like putting her hands up, being like, well, there wasn't anything I could do about it, so I guess you have to be the bad guy here, OP.
Yeah, I mean, they really need to work on being a united front against the daughter and, setting appropriate boundaries with her. It's not, she just walks all over them, it seems like, and that's not fair to anyone.
Yeah, I'm betting that when the wife heard about this, that he had switched the tickets, she was happy about it
Mm-hmm.
and she was fine with it. She just didn't want to be the bad guy, is
Mm-hmm.
all. And so I think that is problematic as well. But let me know what you folks think. So, anyhow, take care and good luck. And okay, Smoke 1056 says, not the jerk. What part of 40th anniversary trip did your daughter and son in law not understand? Oh, boo frickin' who. They wanted to spend some time alone and designated the grandparents to babysit on what should have been their special trip. If your daughter and son in law wanted alone time on a trip, they could have gone to a different trip and politely asked you and your wife to watch the kids while they were away, not try to hijack your trip. Don't feel guilty, OP. Not even for a second. You and your wife have done the parenting of your kids, and now it's time to start enjoying life as a couple again. Sure, you're parents and grandparents, but you're still a couple and deserve to enjoy falling in love with each other all over again with romantic trips that do not include your offspring or grandkids. Your daughter needs a swift kick of reality right in the tuchus. She had the audacity to invite her family to your romantic weekend with the express purpose of securing babysitting so she could enjoy herself without any thoughts of her parents. The entitlement is mind boggling. Alright, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Refusing to Get My Wife Chips to Cheer Her Up for Not Getting Pregnant? Me and my wife have tried to get pregnant for about 10 months and found out that there are some issues. She needs medication to boost certain hormones, but we should be able to conceive without them. This month was our first attempt using the meds, but we were unsuccessful. She was very sad and crying in bed, so I went to comfort her. I held her and I told her reassuring things, and I tried offering to make her tea or food for her, but she refused. I asked her if I could get anything nice from the supermarket, and she told me chips. Now, this might make me a jerk, but I told her no. This is because we both committed to go on a health journey together, and she has had a very hard time giving up her chips. There has also been a moderate amount of weight gain on both sides, and we're working on it together to improve our health. She just started working out again, too. I told her that I could get her something else, but not the one thing that I thought would harm her the most. I explained that I understood that it was easy to do things that are harmful when you're sad, but it wasn't a good idea. I offered other things to bring her, but she just told me to leave, calling me a jerk for even offering. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Yeah, I think Opie's being a jerk here. I mean, I feel so bad for his poor wife in the situation. Like, she's dealing with a rough situation, a very common situation. I don't know if that's going to make anyone feel better knowing there's a lot of other people who go through the same struggle. But,
Mm-hmm.
like, then her husband is like, oh, yeah, yeah, I'll get you anything you want. And then, like, the one thing she wants, he's like, nah, I've decided you can't have that.
I think that it's admirable to go on a health journey together. And I think that working together as a team, you both have certain health goals that you want to achieve. That's a great way of going about it. But with that said, one bag of chips is not going to break your diet, and it's not
Yeah.
going to make her, it's not going to ruin all of your health journey. The thing about being healthy is it's a combined effort. You need a proper diet, you need exercise, proper sleep, and that's really what you need to do. And to say, oh, this bag of chips will ruin your health journey. Well, if it's a bag of chips that's ruining your health journey, then I mean, you're not doing your health journey right.
Right. Well, and like there's a big difference between, I mean, I understand that some people get in a habit of eating junk food anytime that they feel upset, and like if someone's upset a lot, that can be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a once in a while thing, like she's just feeling really down and the chips are gonna put a smile on her face, like there were some days when in college when I had like a really rough test. And I'd be like, Brian, can I have nachos? And like, they're not healthy at all for you, but like, and I would have been very sad if Brian was like, oh, yeah, yeah, I'll get you anything, but not junk food because you don't need that.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like I said, I think that going through a health journey is important. I think it's good to take care of yourself, but there's a time and place for everything, and this was not a good time for it. And it comes more across as you trying to police her eating and behavior than it does as being a concerned partner.
Well, and also he doesn't seem to take into account that mental health is as important as physical health, and that like it's much easier to go through major lifestyle changes if you are feeling good mentally. I know the chips aren't like overall like gonna fix all of her, like you eat a bag of chips and like all your sadness is gone. Like that's not how it works. But like if he's just so focused on making sure she doesn't put on any more weight, then like that's not really helpful.
No, exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Jupiter Gaming 23 says, you're the jerk. She's grieving over something that she doesn't have and wants badly, and you offer to get her something to make her feel better, and now she's grieving over two things that she doesn't have and wants. You made it worse. You could have gotten her some baked chips, which are healthier than, or veggie chips, something. Instead, you decided to make her feel even worse and are dictating what she eats. Are you going to do this when she's pregnant and has cravings? Man, I feel bad for your wife, and you're going to be sorry. Happy wife, happy life. It's just chips.
Well, and that's a good point too about pregnancy cravings. Like, is he going to try and micromanage everything she eats while pregnant?
My guess is yes. All right, folks, and our last letter is an update. And this is the update to the saga that we've been following for a few days now. So, am I the jerk if I call off my engagement because of a comment that my fiance made about my late wife? Update number 2. Okay, everyone, here's the update that you guys were waiting for. Again, it's a long post, even longer than the last update. And I suggest reading my previous post, if you haven't, for the content of the situation. So where we left off last time is that my kid and I talked. We made up, and my daughter is staying with her brother so that she doesn't get caught up in what was about to happen with my now ex-fiance. Before the hard part of the day, breaking it off with Amanda, I called my mom to let her know the situation. A lot of comments told me not to bash my mom for the comment that she made. Now thinking back on the situation with a clear mind, the comment that my mother made towards Amanda was most definitely a compliment towards her. And that was confirmed in the call that I had with her. My mother, bless her heart, felt extremely guilty for the whole situation. She fully believed that the situation all stemmed from her one comment. I assured her that this was not her fault and that I never blamed her one bit for any of this. We talked a bit more before I let her go. Then the call ended about 9:15 a.m. and I was left waiting for Amanda to wake up. She woke up about 10:30 and I didn't want to ambush her straight after that she woke up, so I waited until about 11:10 to sit down and talk. A lot of people in the comments suggested to secretly video the whole thing. I thought that was extremely smart, so I had my phone set to record in my back pocket the entire time. I didn't think that she would try to do anything drastic, but I would rather be safe than sorry. The talk with her went about as well as anyone could imagine, so not at all. I told her that I needed to talk with her and that it was serious, and we sat in the living room. When we were seated, I began unloading at her about the comment that she made about Kayla at my parents' house and how it made my kids feel and how it made me feel, her lack of apology of any sort or acknowledgement of what she said, and so on. I told her that I expect her to give an apology to my parents, my in-laws, and most importantly, my kids. During the entire time of me unloading on her, she didn't seem to show any bit of emotion other than her eyes, which were slightly wider than normal. After I spoke my truth, she straight up asked, so if I apologize to everyone, we'll go back to normal? I told her point blank no, I told her that the comment that she made at dinner was not the extent of my problems with her. I then told her that I know that she is heavily pressuring Sam to move out when he wasn't even sure if he wanted to at that point in time, and that I also know that he is now trying to do the same with Liz. I did my absolute best to leave the kids out of the situation, but I told Amanda that the way that my kids described her treatment towards them was the main reason that I don't see a future with her anymore. Amanda was stone-faced until I told her that we were done. I think that was when the panic set in for her. She kept saying that she'll apologize to everyone, that she'll make it right with my kids, etc., etc. I told her that if she apologizes, I will certainly appreciate it, but we were still done either way. She was full on crying at this point and asked me why I wasn't willing to try and fix our relationship. And I told her that even though I love her, and I will be honest, I still very much love her, I was not willing to take another chance of my kids being hurt the way that they were. I was frustrated, and she shot back at her, asking her why she was trying to push my kids out of their own home. And I got back an answer that I wasn't expecting at all. I was completely shocked at her response, but a lot of you guys won't be. A lot of the commenters actually hit the nail right on the head what Amanda was truly like. Amanda responded with, "Well, I didn't know that you were expecting me to house somebody else's kids for the rest of my life." I immediately saw red. About a minute, I told her to get out. I told her that my kids can go wherever they please, especially in the house that I own and pay for. She tried to retaliate, but in the end, ended up packing a few bags and going to stay with one of her friends. I emailed a copy of the phone recording to myself. The talk only lasted about 25 minutes, not nearly as long as the talk I had with my kids, so if anything ends up coming out of the conversation, I'll have all I'll need to keep my name clear. I've texted my kids that Amanda is out of the house for good and that they are welcome to come home anytime. And I let my son know that if he wants to, he is more than welcome to move back in completely. My daughter is coming back from her brother's place in the afternoon, and I still have phone calls to make to my parents and in-laws to apologize for this mess of a situation. Amanda is out of my house, but keeps blowing up my phone for us to try to work things out. I'll let her come by in the next few days so that she can collect the rest of her stuff out of my house, but she is not welcome to live here again. I'll be honest, and I'll say that I'm a bit devastated. Despite everything Amanda did, I still love her, and I probably won't stop loving her for a while. But I'll be okay. Right now, I just want to focus on the family that needs me, and will use the situation as an excuse to bond more with my kids. Another big thank you to everyone who helped me in the comments. A lot of the advice that you guys gave played a part in making things right with my family. I will update if anything else big or important happens, but as of now, I am taking it one step at a time and making it right with my family. Alright folks, what do you think of our last update on this?
I mean, I know it's a hard situation for OP, but I'm really glad that he's sticking by his kids. Too often in these Reddit stories, you see, posts where the parent remarries and then basically forgets about their original kids and starts a whole new family. And it seems like that's what Amanda was looking for.
It does seem that way, and which is really regretful. And it seems like Amanda wanted him all to herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, in some ways it's good that Amanda doesn't have a filter. But it's odd that she showed no remorse up until the point where OP was like, "We're done."
Well, I
She
think
just thought she could sweep it under the rug.
it seems like she's been doing this for long enough that she assumed that, oh, well, all I have to do is apologize and everything's going to be fixed.
Yeah. And I mean, it's sad. I mean, it's just one of those lessons that you have to take away in life, and that, you can't take back what you've said. So be careful about what you say, because sometimes you just don't know when you're not going to get a second chance. And, I feel bad because no one wants to watch a relationship fall apart in real time. And I feel bad that OP, still loves this woman, but he's done the right thing because it seems like she is just not the right fit for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's understandable. I mean, I don't think that Amanda is evil or anything. I just don't think that she is very compatible with a situation like this. And I mean, certainly she made a unwise move, but that just is sometimes life.
Right. Well, and if you don't want anyone to have, like, not necessarily memories, but if you don't want someone who's attached to past relationships, just don't marry a widower.
Yeah, and I think that's the important thing is like if you don't have the ability to separate that in your mind, then that's probably not a a good relationship for you. So, and that probably could have saved them a lot of time in the beginning if OP had paid a little more attention to those early comments, right? But I mean, I'm not blaming OP because
Mm-hmm.
he thought that this was over. Well, the her
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
comments, her jealousy. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck, OP. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a jovial Bob Stein joke. Ha ha!
What would you get?
Ha ha ha!
What would you get if you crossed a skeleton with a watermelon?
I can tell you exactly what you would get if you crossed a skeleton with a
This is
watermelon
kind of a dated joke, just so you know.
because I have a watermelon skeleton in my closet. It's 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 what you get is like candy, watermelon flavored candy in the shape of a skeleton, and you would think that sounds terrible, and you would be right, which is why it's still in my closet.
Watermelon for which you have to spit the bones out.
Yeah, that would be weird, wouldn't that? And I have licorice spice.
Although I guess kids these days who've grown up on seedless watermelons won't understand the woes of watermelon seeds.
I mean, I think most watermelons aren't seedless, right?
I feel like these days in the grocery store, that's the majority are seedless.
I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since we bought watermelon, so I mean, the last watermelon I had seeds in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have licorice spice. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Happy Tuesday, spelt TWO. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please, Amber, have it in the form of a postcard. Something might be written on a postcard.
We hope you enjoy your trip. We know that we are, since we get to have a nice romantic trip alone and not babysit your kids the entire time.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!